It's 3 June 2025, and today I'm very excited to be giving you an analysis, and this is an analysis of the Zimbabwe Media Policy. So as you are aware, I had not had a chance to do an in-depth analysis of the Zimbabwe Media Policy, which was launched by Mnangagwa on the 28th of May. So Mnangagwa so I like to start with that all the time. Mnangagwa Mnangagwa anoda shematsenga nzungu. So let me take you through the policy, which I find to be crazy and unbelievable. And I've got the document. I'd like to thank my brothers inside of the government for presenting me with this policy. So this policy was submitted for approval to cabinet in March and was approved after 2 months. So the media landscape in Zimbabwe, according to this policy, has been broken down into 2 parts, which is the broadcasting sector and the print sector. They are introducing a 3rd sector, which is the internet-based broadcasting. And what I don't like about this policy, so let me start with what I don't like about this policy, is it has got over-regulation. So the regulatory burden imposed by this policy is shocking. Firstly, over 5 ministers of government are going to have to work on this policy. They are going to become part of 2 committees and subcommittees. And then the funding, the government has not provided any funding. In fact, media organizations will have to pay every year. They have to pay, or every month. I don't know how often they have to pay. But now, they, on top of making the media houses pay and burdening the ministers, they have also now introduced other things that media houses need to do, and I'll unpack it for you as we go. This is going to be quick. I'll try to do this under 10 minutes. And what I've realized here is that these guys don't understand what is a policy, what is a framework, what is a procedure, and what is a structure. So what we have here is basically a mixture of a policy and a structure and a framework, and they try at the same time to set up things that are not really in their knowledge and ability. So take, for example, the Zimbabwe Media Commission already exists, but they are setting up more committees. But instead of me talking about it, let me take you through the thing as it stands. So as you can see, the policy is 40 pages. So it's 40 pages from start to finish. And I'm going to put this on Gambakwe. If you want it, I'm going to share it with you. It was obviously put to Mnangagwa in March 2025. And this policy, let's start at the top. It has the theme of promoting media excellency and diversity and national development. It introduces the purpose of the policy is to foster the development of robust media infrastructure, ensuring that every Zimbabwean can effortlessly access a wealth of information. The policy was coordinated by Nick Mangwana, and the policy establishes the Zimbabwe Media Fund. The policy seeks to govern the whole sector, including internet-based broadcasting, as its objective, and a legal framework to govern the media sector will be established. Then the National Employment Council will be established for the media sector, and foreign journalists will pay and obtain accreditation and pay prescribed fees. And as you see, they also need to be cleared. They have to be clearance. So it focuses on 2 sectors, which is the broadcasting sector and the print sector. And then it says that the problems in Zimbabwe is poor access to advanced software and technology to identify misinformation, disinformation, fake news, and artificial intelligence generated content. And many print media outlets in Zimbabwe struggle to access funding, making it difficult to invest in new technology, training, and other sources needed to remain competitive. The policy addresses the impact of technological innovation in the media, such as workers' redundancy and changing dynamics. So it aligns to 4 laws which are currently existing, which is the Broadcasting Services Act, the Freedom of Information Act, the Zimbabwe Media Commission Act, and the Zimbabwe Electoral Act. And it has 6 strategic pillars. So I'm now going to show you the 6 strategic pillars, and we'll quickly look at them. So the 6 strategic pillars in this policy are now displayed for you to see. So that is economic sustainability, digital transformation and innovation, media development and capacity building, media sovereignty and regulation, access to information and knowledge, local content promotion. So let's start with economic stability. So in economic stability, let's look at how they intend to do it. A media fund financed through annual levies on registered media outlets and managed by the Zimbabwe Media Commission is provided by the Zimbabwe Media Commission Act. So this is where I disagree totally. The Zimbabwe Media Commission already has its own things going on. Now you have created a new policy and you create a media fund, but the government is providing nothing. Do you know why people make fake news? Like Gambakwe disappears, Gambakwe chest, those stories, they generate revenue through high clicks. So what these guys have done is to simply tax the existing media houses. So the media fund, its only job is to tax the existing media. That is what is going to happen. And then they want to get donations from diaspora for community radio stations. And then they're going to regulate big technology companies in the monetization of content emanating from Zimbabwe for the benefit of the country's startups and content creators. So normally what these big companies do is that they will say, we don't pay for content from Zimbabwe, we don't pay for content from Africa. So they want to regulate. Are they able to do it? Which country in Africa has done it? Only European countries have been able to do it. There's not a single African country that has been able to do it. So the economic sustainability pillar, that is its challenge right now. Who is going to do it? How are they going to do it? And when are they going to do it? That is the question. Now let's go to digital transformation and innovation, the second pillar. So digital transformation, there's only 2 things that they're going to do, which is completing the digital terrestrial migration project and partnership between government, technology companies, universities, and international organizations will drive innovation, strengthen media regulation, and promote media excellence. So I want to stop here a little bit. So about a year ago, I sent my guys to approach Anna Minister of Information, Anna Genfan, Anna Charamba, and all that. So I sent my guys and I say, set up a meeting between me and the guys in the Ministry of Information. I want to talk to them. So because these guys are always thinking politics, they then did nothing. They didn't respond. We then wrote a proposal, a short proposal. In my proposal, they are not more than 1 page. I wrote 1-page proposal. We gave it to Passion. Passion Java visited me here. So I gave him, and I said, Passion, here is the proposal for what we want to do in the media. And it's very short, but when you do that, you're going to transform the whole media sector. The Passion went away, no answer to that thing. These proposals that I have here, which is completing the digital terrestrial migration project. So let me show you what is going to happen when they're done. So when they're done, they intend to have coverage like this, which is TV everywhere. And they also want to have a radio everywhere. That is in the document. What is the problem with this? I don't watch TV. I've never watched TV like this whole year from January. I've never sat in front of a TV. I don't watch anything that happens on TV. Honest, I'm not lying to you. So what are you wasting all this money for? This one, you're wasting money here. So what you need to do, first and foremost, is to allow independent players to do their thing. Give this whole thing of TV and satellite and all, give it to independent players. Then force them to take ZBC, force them to take the public media. So the reason why the public media is not successful is not because they can't enforce, it's because people don't like your content. However, There are certain things that are on ZBC that I like to watch. For example, I like to watch the news at 8. So if you put your news at 8 on satellite, then I'll be able to watch it, and maybe I'll watch other things. But basically, do you even know who is watching your stuff? Do you know who is reading your stuff? How many people are benefiting from all the content that is being produced and all the thousands of people that are employed in the public sector? Because remember, the public sector is big. The public media sector is the biggest sector. You even have a ministry. You have a commission. You have so many people employed as Zimpapers, ZTN, my radio stations, all these people. So you are regulating yourself. Basically, the public media is regulating yourself. What you need is to open up the space and let the other things die. So let some things die. What the heck is ZTN? Like, honestly, ZTN guys, what did you publish this week that I watched? Your news bulletin has got 4 or 5 people watching. And you have got how many platforms? Chronicle, you've got all these things. So you need to merge and then have divisions. So the traditional structure was suitable for the analog era. It's no longer suitable now. Let me quickly wrap this up because I'm running out of battery. It's crazy. Then let's go to media development, the capacity building. Over here, the third one, media development, the capacity building. So this one, they've got one, update copyright laws to address artificial intelligence, use and strengthen the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation capacity to cover national events and public interest. I just spoke about this. I don't want to talk about it again. Media sovereignty and regulation. The policy will promote the local content production, ensure local ownership and control media outlets, and increase regulation oversight of online broadcasting while respecting editorial independence. So I want to go back to what I said. If you really want to do media properly, then you need to work with us, guys who are in the private sector. So there is no person in this country that will tell you what I'm going to tell you. Currently, the reason why media is fighting with the government is because the government is doing nothing for us, for private media. Do you think if I was working closely with the government and they were giving me something to help my media house, I would fight Mnangagwa every day? The reason why we fight Mnangagwa every day is because they've got nothing to offer for the private sector. They arrest everyone in the private sector. They arrest Wopo, they arrest Blessed, they send people to chase after Gambakwe in South Africa. All that money they're wasting, put it into the proposal that I've given. Phone Java, what proposal I gave him. And my number is well available everywhere. Just give a call and say, Gambakwe, what do we do so that our media becomes a beast? Do you know how strong the Nigerian media is? In movies, in news, everything. Nigerian media is very strong. Have you ever seen the Nigerian government collapsing? They won't collapse. So what you need to do is you have to be more comfortable as government. So now I'm talking to government, right? You have to be more comfortable with your people. Young people are crazy. So young people like to criticize, they are rebellious, but they won't collapse the government. So if Gambakwe makes his news every day, he will never collapse the government. If Blessed does his stuff, he will never collapse his government. Allow us to move around the country because, you know, who did Trababalas? Some unknown channels have done Trababalas. Imagine if Gambakwe did Trababalas and went there and showed that those fake pictures are fake and drove on Trababalas. You see, that is going to be something useful. But the problem is over-regulation, enforcement, and generally sending men in dark glasses after people. Do you think men in dark glasses can catch me? Do you think I'm scared of men in dark glasses? I don't care. So now let's go to the next one. So remember where I was. I'm on the pillars. So don't forget, I'm on the pillars. So here are the pillars. We've done economic sustainability, digital transformation and innovation, media development, capacity building, media sovereignty and regulation. Now let's go to access to information. So access to information, the policy will bridge the digital divide by ensuring internet services are available at information centers across the rural and urban areas and developing mobile-based information services for areas with limited internet connectivity. The policy will maintain a 75% local content quota for all broadcasting licenses, except for the operational specialized ones, which will have a 50% quota. This one is totally wrong. Let me tell you what to do. In South Africa, there's a law. Econet, Net 1, Karunzanak. Tell us so. They are supposed to give connectivity to every school. They are supposed to give tablets to every school. No question about it. It's a law. So, Mimi, do you have that law in Zimbabwe? So, there will be Net 1 base station here, and the school next door does not have internet. They must put solar and they must put connectivity over there. It's a law. So connectivity is not even a question, and it's not part of this thing. It should be part of telecommunications regulations. When you get your license, you're supposed to provide access to networks, and it must be free in the rural areas. Who do you think is going to pay for that expensive bundle, Mamisha? So if you go to Pretoria here, everyone gets 50 megabytes a day. A day. Go. All she needs is WhatsApp. If you give her 50 megabytes a day, so in Tswane it's free. In Pretoria, that is Tswane. If you go to Joburg, I don't know if they have one. And then if you go to Cape Town, all newspapers are free. In Johannesburg, all newspapers are free. Do you understand what I just said? Access to information doesn't mean regulating people and saying local content. Give them access to what is existing right now, and don't charge. A student, Anamari, let them access for free. And then local content promotion, you just see the confusion that is there now. So access to information and local content promotion, they've got the same thing. And then in terms of, sorry, that's my mistake. That's my mistake. The last portion there was local content promotion. So 75% is local content promotion. So that was my mistake. Local content promotion, that is 75% for all content and 50% for all specialized services. So guys, I'm not trying to disrespect the guys who made this policy. You must understand, it's not my point to disrespect these guys. I'm actually giving an analysis as it stands. Now let's go to implementation. A media sector steering committee will be established to oversee policy implementation, ensure coordination and collaboration among stakeholders, and provide technical guidance. Enforcement, the Zimbabwe Media Commission will enforce codes of conduct. A multi-agency committee established by the Zimbabwe Media Commission will be established. Every media house will be expected to have a sexual harassment policy. 5 thematic working groups chairmen, chaired by ministers. This group will focus on specific pillars and comprise stakeholders from government, private sector, media, and academia. The key ministries involved will form the media sector interministerial committee, a forum for, and that is what it will do. At the technical level, the media sector steering committee will be established to provide technical guidance and oversight for implementation. These will be ministers and experts. So ministers are in 2 committees. That is the interministerial sector committee and the media sector steering committee. Do you understand what is going to happen? A minister will have to sit on 2 committees, and then funding every registered media house service will be required to contribute a prescribed annual levy to the fund. That is crazy. How do you expect a struggling media house to fund the media policy? So this must be funded by the government. I don't know who they consulted, but they certainly didn't consult me. I don't know about it. Herald, can you fund the media policy? And ZBC, can you fund the media policy? Newsday, can you fund? You can't even pay workers for months. And what the heck do you think you can fund a media policy like this with the ministers and experts and all that? NSC, the National Employment Council, will comprise of representatives from media employers organizations, media workers, unions, ministry responsible for labor and media and broadcasting services, and independent experts in law and labor. What a big thing. And penalties will include loss of license and accreditation, content removal or blocking, apologies and corrections, disqualification from the media industry awards, and legal action. Do you think I need your award? And then my award is just done. Do you see these guys, they always do my awards, but those awards are run by people who are aligned to ZANU. Stop politicizing the media, and then you make money. So at the moment, they're politicizing everything. I've seen some media houses being called Media House of the Year. That they've published one story the whole year. That is crazy. I can't believe it. And then now this one, the big one is coming. Legal action. While core regulation encourages resolution of dispute within its own system, media organizations and journalists can still face civil lawsuits for defamation, violation of privacy, spreading of falsehoods, unauthorized use of copyright, among other offenses. Fines and compensation for damages shall be paid. Mubhadaranga zvirega. Especially vaya vanoti Mnangagwa ari kuuraya vanhu nenzara anoda chematsenga nzungu munobhadhariswa mukazvirega. So I think I've covered this policy. The biggest problem here is funding and 2, over-regulation. The structures are too onerous and there is too much work for ministers. That is the problem. What should we do? We need a revision. But before we do the revision, we need people to talk and work within the existing structures. The existing structures are fine. There's nothing wrong with the existing structures. So a policy, what is the implementation policy? Debt. What is the debt of this policy? What is the implementation debt? From what debt is it effective? What is the effective debt? Did anyone know or write it in there? I don't think so. So what I'm saying is there is something that needs to be done. And it's what is to do with what is coming. So what needs to be done is to work on the proposal that I have given to these guys. I won't say it here because I want it to be something really taken seriously. There is something you need to do in Zimbabwe to make sure that the media plays its part. Zimbabwe is going to depend a lot on tourism. So people who are going to fund this include people in the tourism sector, banking sector, people in technology. They need to fund this thing. And I have provided, as I said, Pastor Java, I gave him a proposal some time back to say, this is what needs to be done. I don't know what happened to Passion, it just disappeared. And that's crazy. So there is something that needs to be done in Harare, in Bulawayo, in Victoria Falls. Then you will see the media in Zimbabwe will do very well. But it must be run by the private sector. The government has got no job running kuti Zigo aposta kuti chi, Gambakwe aposta kuti chi. Obviously, Gambakwe, you have to do it because so many people watch. So you have to do it. But the way you do it is you become friends with Gambakwe. You call Gambakwe, you chat. When you have a thing at State House, you phone and say, Gambakwe, come here. Atikubati. Zokubata vanhu nditi. Idzungu iroro. Vana vanhu vanobata vanhu vachisunga. Ndo dzungu racho iroro. You can't sunga the economy. You can't sunga the media. You can sunga 1 or 2 people, but chamurega. Because the media is not the one that is making the things happen. There are players. There are realities on the ground. So the problem is not the media. Leave the media alone. Thank you very much. Mukoma, is that Kayona, Stephen? Thank you very much. Ungati hapo pasinewe zidzoro. Do you see why vanozviwacha Gambakwe? Imagine musikana wewe paZBC achiverenga news. Ona comment what pasinewe zidzoro hazviite. So you always have a disadvantage if you're in the public sector. Ka TV station ke kuBotswana unokanzwira tsitsi. Ma views acho anogara 1 or 2. Ke kuNamibia West ukatarisa tuma video twavo online. Pananga bachiwacha news yes, 1 person will be watching the news. That is crazy. And then you go to Gambakwe and you see thousands and thousands of people watching every day. And you say, how come people are watching Gambakwe? We can say it's Zoro when you're talking. And that is because it's entertainment. And maybe you can't do it. And we don't expect you to muti chamisa, Zoro. That is not your job. So when you read your news, you can't do that. You can't be like biased. And the muchi nyeba and masili wati vano nyeba anditi vano nyeba tucha masikati ano zidzoro. All right guys, I'd like to thank you for watching. I've done an analysis of the Zimbabwe media policy, shocking, especially on what ministers need to do. 5 ministers. Aman, do you know, could my ministers are busy say? You put 5 ministers, could write something together. We've stopped work, targeted the media. So call me one way Minister of Information. Musada kuchikisa, namuchikisi. Taura inesu togadzirai. Tine plan. We've got a plan and we'll make this happen. So that is the Zimbabwe Media Policy. And I'll see you guys in the evening as we talk about other news. And a good day to you all.
Siyangena bari kuchisa segena mayutsa kakumbuka apasisura kachuka anza anotimisa tomubvisa mabhurukwa ngoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka vachira tidzautsinye kundama yazuka pesa nekusaida chiti anoridza luka asi matira mabwezi zvinhu zvaitika ingoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka vachira tidzautsinye kundama yazuka pesa nekusaida chiti anoridza luka asi matira mabwezi zvinhu zvaitika makaune zvakaitike bulawayo mayutakakumbuka hanzi koma ndiyo hanzi anopikisa wese tomubate kwiyo yaiva herere vachiridza muchiro zviri kutaura neanhu pfunge bwezi zvakawanda vamwe vanotigeza da kumisa zvigananda zviri kumedza gou ifanika anakonda taona pazoudana natironi komanda nenyaya dziri kupisa pasocial media uchida zvakawanda pinda Gambakwe media vanovhura dzese dzakaipa dzakadziya waise takakumbuka hanzi koma ndiyo hanzi anopikisa wese tomubate kwiyo yaiva herere vachiridza muchiro zviri kutaura neanhu pfunge bwezi zvakawanda vamwe vanotigeza da kumisa zvigananda zviri kumedza gou ifanika anakonda taona pazoudana natironi komanda ngoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka vachiratidza utsinye kundama yazuka pesa nekusaida chiti anoridza luka asi matira mabwezi zvinhu zvaitika ingoti takajamuka 2030 takabuka vachiratidza utsinye kundama yazuka pesa nekusaida chiti anoridza